If you would like more videos like this, consider joining my online library. It's only $15.99 per month, and you can cancel at any time. Here you'll get weekly uploads of new videos around pain management yoga, restorative yoga, Ashtanga yoga, chakra yoga, all sorts. So head to www.yogatraveleronline/membership to join. Welcome. Thank you for joining today. We're going to focus on our back, both stretching it out and strengthening it. And we'll try to hit all the little facets on our back, our upper back, mid back, and lower back. We'll see what we can do to stretch, lengthen, and then, like I said, build some strength. So you'll feel some chest opening. You'll feel some abdominal work because that is the opposite muscle group. There'll be some of that today. We'll see what we can do. So let's just close our eyes and pull the shoulders back and let your chin tuck towards your chest. So there's already this length in the cervical spine, the back of the neck, which is of course an extension of the rest of the spine there. And tune into the breath. Whenever we're focusing on pain work, pain is not part of yoga. That's not what we are trying to do. But we want to decrease the pain level. We want to learn how to move with our body so that the pain lowers. Things that we might be able to do to stretch and to relieve tension, take pressure off of the nerves. And we can feel the way that our body moves with breath. That way we can be feeling the sensations as we go and adjust as needed. So we always begin with slow inhale and exhale. Good. Let's open our eyes, arms by our sides. Just take a breath together in unity. Inhale, lift up to the sky. Exhale, drop your right hand down and extend your left arm over and feel your left hip press to the floor. So instead of leaning, push it down and then guide that arm over. Now notice our shoulder blade. Our shoulder blade is in our back, in our upper back. Instead of squeezing it into your neck, try to draw it down your back. See if you can feel that. So we're open but reaching. Now come back to the center. We'll just switch arms, drop that left arm down and press the right hip to the floor. Again, like we talked about, instead of leaning, we're anchoring. Anchor that shoulder too. Draw it down your back. Good. Never be afraid to move and adjust. You can see how I'm pulling my shoulder and shifting it a little bit, making sure that it's in place. We don't have to feel that when we place ourselves in a yoga pose, then that's it. And we're just stuck there. Move, adapt it. Good. Come back up. Draw your left hand across your body, the right arm behind, and just a simple twist. And take this twist as a bit of an evaluation. Do you feel more tension in the upper, middle, or lower back? Where do you sense it? Just right from this very first movement or second movement or whatever. Now come around through the center. Again, other side, the right arm is across, the left hand is back. Where do you feel the tension? Upper, middle, or lower back? This might just give you a cue on what you can focus your breath in on. Good. Come back to the center and let's move to all fours. I'll turn on my profile. You can face whatever direction is easiest for you to see the camera. Hands are just right below our shoulders and the knees and the hips are right below. Let's drop our belly, shoulders roll back. Inhale, send the gaze up. So this is just a cat and cow. Exhale, round through the spine. Feel how this can press the shoulder blades away from each other. So I love this for the upper back. Inhale, arch, belly drops down. Our shoulder blades draw toward each other a little bit here. Exhale, round. Can you squeeze the center of your body? Can you feel those abdominals engaged so that you can support the low back? Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Good. Come back to neutral. And let's extend the right leg out back behind you. And we're just going to start moving that right leg back and forth, kind of in a little semicircle sort of just movement. And you might think, this is feeling in my hips. Yes, it is. But our hips are so closely connected to that sacrum in the low back that it might start to ease a little tension there. Good. Now just place that right leg down. We'll do the same thing on the left. Extend it out, and then just start moving it side to side. This is just motion. Motion in that hip socket, a little spreading out starting at the sacrum. So this is mostly for the low back. You won't feel too much here in the upper or mid back. Just kind of moving and easing and finding those tight spaces. Good. Place it down. Walk your knees back just a tiny bit so there's a little more space, and you might even spread them a little wider than your hips, and then just start to roll. So we can go all the way back, almost like a child's pose. We can go off to the side. We can come forward, kind of like a an upward dog, and just rolling and moving. And again, it might feel like it's hips, but what's it doing to our low back? How is it starting to spread the hips apart to make space in that sacrum area that gets so tight? Our bodies love to move. They want to move. They crave it. Sometimes in our modern days, we don't move as much as we could, or at least as our bodies crave. So we build it in with yoga. I love that you're here with me for it. Good. Okay, let's hold the motion still for just a moment and lift up onto our toes, hips to the sky, and drop those heels downward. So we're in our first Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And even this does not have to be perfectly still. Maybe you're pedaling your feet. Maybe you've got your knees bent. Maybe you're straight. Whatever it is, let's see if we can lift our center here, pulling up and in through the middle to support our back. And then walk your hands back to your feet. So go backward. You can meet somewhere in the middle or get all the way back there. And just feel yourself in this first forward hang. Here where we might start noticing our hamstrings. If they're really tight, bend your knees. Plus, that's going to feel nice on the back anyway, because it just kind of eases that curve of the spine right there. So it might feel really nice just to have a bent knee, soft fold for a moment. Let's roll up through our spine. When we get to the top, pull your shoulder blades back and take your hands behind you, clasp them together. So press into the fingers there and just push and squeeze those shoulder blades together as you send your gaze to the sky. So you might say, is this more of a chest pose or a back pose? It's both. Opening up the front of the chest, squeezing those shoulder blades together to find a little bit of movement, life, release of tension. Good. We're going to walk up to the top, let go of those hands, and take Surya Namaskara A, now trying to warm up our whole body, but we're going to pay a little attention to our back. So let's reach up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward, soften your knees. So we're going to really make it easy to move through that hinge of our body. Now on a halfway lift, let's straighten our knees, pull our hands up almost as high as the knees, and extend your torso forward, pull those shoulder blades back. Bend your knees, hands come back down, step to plank, and let's just drop our knees on this first one. Lift through your abdominals, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. So we're not hurting our back at all because we're really engaging the abdominal wall. Inhale, just slide a little bit, press up, upward facing dog. Some of you might be more like a cobra. This is great too. And then exhale, let's drop our knees, let them open a little wider than our hips, and sit back to a child's pose for just a few moments. Our hips do not have to touch our toes. You can see that my hips are not all the way down. Some of you might be, but don't feel like you have to go there. Just instead focus on pressing back into those hips and finding that space right in between the hips at the sacrum that you can release. Good. Inhale, lift back up to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Ease those heels toward the mat. They don't have to touch, they're just reaching. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step, hop, or walk up to your hands. Exhale, fold down in. Now you decide here if you have straight knees like I'm showing, or if you soften again and really ease that back. Your choice. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up to the sky. Exhale, Samastiti, arms by our sides. Good. Let's take it again. Inhale, lift up. Now you know kind of the modifications that you might want to do. Exhale, we're all going to bend on our way down. Just really ease into the spine here. Inhale, hands to your shins, halfway lift. Now our knees straighten. We do want to stretch our hamstrings eventually. Exhale, hands down. Step back to plank. If you want to support your abdominals and your back, drop to your knees, or you can stay lifted. Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog or cobra if your hips are on the ground. Exhale this time. Let's go through our knees, onto our toes, and up to downward dog. Love that little progression of bending into it. See if you can lift the center of your body so that you are not straining your back. Our abdominals support us from under so that we can lengthen in the back. Good. Now let's shift our focus just a little bit from our vinyasa into some hip opening poses. Step your right foot forward and draw that left knee down to the floor. Start by just taking your hands to your knee here. If you need to put something underneath your knee, that's fine. We won't be here terribly long, but of course, adjust as needed. So here, hands on the knee, perhaps a little more gentle. If you want more stimulation, you can reach your arms up to the sky. That's just going to give you a little more lifting through the torso and into that upper back there and chest. And we can press down into the hips just as long as the knee does not push over the toe. We've got that stretch there. This is too much pressure on the knee. So just walk your foot out and then you can go down as far as you are able to. Now let's see if we can feel our hips here. We're going to drop the right hand to the floor. No, I'm sorry, it's your left hand. Left hand to the floor and pull that right shoulder upward. Feel your hips also squeeze and rotate. So the right hip is pulling back as the left hip drops under just a little bit. Good. We can feel that rotation. Inhale. Exhale. Release the right hand down. Lift up onto your left toe and drop your heel. Then extend your torso, and we've risen into Warrior One, Virabhadrasana A. Perfect. Good. Shoulder blades pull down. If you're always tight in your upper back, come to a goal post. Open up that space. Open up that chest. Good. Inhale here. Everybody come to a goal post if you're not already. Exhale, bring your arms together, almost like a chest press, and see how that pulls your shoulder blades apart from each other. Really nice space in that upper back. Inhale, open. There we open the pectorals. That's for the chest. Exhale, we do the chest so we can do this, rounding. Feel that upper back release. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull and round. Very nice. Reach your arms upward again, or you can keep them at that goal post, whatever you choose to do. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Step that right foot back, and let's just lower down onto our stomach. Good. Very nice. Now, with our hands by our sides, we're going to do a little strengthening of our low back. So you can lift just your chest, or you can lift your chest and your legs. But look down toward the ground. I'm not looking up, straining my neck, keeping my neck nice and still. So whatever you choose to do, upper back and lower back with the legs, you choose. Let's feel those back muscles engage. Inhale. Exhale, release it down. Use your hands, press through those knees. Push back into the hips just a little bit, rounding the spine. Lift up onto your toes and return to downward facing dog. Pull up and in through the center of the body to really support that back. Very nice. Let's move to the other side. Step your left foot forward and draw that right knee down to the floor. And just start by placing your hands on that knee. Get your alignment. Put your padding underneath your knee if you need it. Feel yourself pressing into that left hip a little bit, which lengthens the right hip flexor. Now you can leave your hands here, or you can reach them up to the sky. Whatever you choose to do is great. This is definitely activating our hips, but it's also creating that space in the sacrum and that low back, opening up there. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right hand down to the floor and let that left arm revolve a little bit. Beautiful. We're going to pull the left hip back, draw that right hip under, and feel the chest space open up. So this is working on our upper back, mid back, and lower back all at once. How fun is that? Good. Very nice. Release the hand down to the mat. Lift up onto our right toe. Draw the heel to the ground and raise up. Here we are again into our Warrior One, Virabhadrasana A. Very nice. And potentially opening up the chest, yes, like we talked about before. Now we're going to change our motion a little bit, see if we can do a little more for the core and a little more squeezing in the shoulders. So inhale here, exhale, pull your hands toward each other, and you have to use your abdominals to lift. So we're leaning. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, squeeze those arms together. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, squeeze those arms together. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take your hands to the mat. Step your left foot back and lower down onto your stomach again. Good. Now we're going to add a little element into our back bend here. Savasana B uses our hands. So we pull our elbows right by our shoulders, right by our rib cage, and press up. So the hands are helping us out a little bit, but if you want to make sure that your back is doing most of the work, see if you can lift your hands and keep your back where it was. Little challenge. Now legs can be on the ground or they can be lifting, which is a lot more challenge. Just feel that squeeze of the shoulder blades toward each other. Feel the back working. Building up our strength so that we can move the way we want to move. Good. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. Whew, that was intense. I love it. Lift up onto your knees. Press back again. Round. Really round your spine. How nice it feels to move the opposite direction. And then lift up onto your toes and draw those heels toward the mat so we're in downward facing dog. Good, good. Now a little bit of abdominal work again to strengthen. Just extend your right leg to the sky and to bring your right knee toward your nose. So you might lift onto the left toes a little bit and curve around that spine while we're squeezing our abdominals. Inhale, extend it back up. Exhale, pull it in again. Just one more. Inhale, extend it back up. Exhale, pull it in. Very nice. Release that right leg down to the mat and settle in, even out your body. Let's do the left side. Lift the left leg. Doesn't have to be high. Exhale, bring it in. Squeeze. Shift forward a little bit onto that right toe. Rounded back. Good. Let's get moving. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Good. Place it down. Both legs release. Very nice. Let's bend our knees. Step, hop, or walk our way through to sit. So come forward and sit. Nicely done. All right. So our legs are extended out in front of us. Grab your strap. This is going to be helpful now. We're going to keep our right leg straight and just bend the left knee. So that may mean that your strap is going around the right foot. And we use the strap so that we don't feel like we have to bend our knee in order to reach our toe, because then we're going to lose some of that stretch that we want in our body. So sit nice and tall. Inhale, lift here. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. So this right leg is getting most of the stretch here, yes? But you can also feel this left hip opening up and maybe that space right in between your back and the low back, the sacrum area. So pull up and in through the center of the body and then fold yourself back down. Relax your neck. Relax that upper back there as we pull our shoulder blades down. See if we can feel that release. So you might be feeling it in the hip. You might be feeling it in your hamstring. You might be feeling it in your low back. The good thing is those three areas are all closely connected to each other, and sometimes tension evolves from one of those places. So if we can ease that tension, then we can just solve our problems, right? Wouldn't that be nice? We can at least help. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Lift up. Very nice. Set your strap off to the side for a moment. And let's bend both knees. We're going to grab one of our blocks and put it right in between our feet. So I'm squeezing this block right in between my feet, which is creating a little extra space in the sacrum. This is not an easy pose for me. You can see how high my knees are, but we're going to focus this on our back by rounding as we go down. So imagine your chin coming right into the chest. It might even touch. And we're going to curve our spine and see if we can come down and touch our head. Now, I haven't gone far enough. I'm going to move my block one more step and see if I can touch my head to that block. And by doing this, scooting a little bit, getting where I need to be, I can feel the space between each vertebrae. Now, even if your head does not touch the block, because all of us are so different, and you may be way lower than I am, see if you can notice that space between each vertebrae. A little bit of release all the way down that curved spine. That's what we're headed for. That's what we're trying to do. This is a beautiful pose to open the hips right at that sacrum, right in the low back. Good. Now roll yourself up. Nicely done. Take that block away. And let's do our other side, Janu Sirsasana A. So your knees are already bent. You can just simply slip that strap on the left foot and then readjust that right leg. Pretty easy transition there. Sit nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, walking your way down that strap. Good. If you can reach your toes, you don't need the strap. Do what you can do. Then pull up and in through the center of the body so that you can deepen potentially. And we can feel that opening up of the right hip, the hamstring on the left side, and maybe that low back space. This is such a beautiful pose because it does all three very tight areas in our body. So it's certainly one that bears to be repeated as we feel like we're getting tight in our day. Good. Lift up. Very nice. Let's release the strap. We're going to get onto our back and keep a block close by, and you'll see why. I'll offer it for some modifications. So let's lay down on our backs. And it's really important to get our low back adjusted here. So we have a curve in our spine. It's not going to lay flat unless we lift our hips, tilt the pelvis, and then drop it back down again. And we can then feel that low back curve connected to the floor. Don't try to push it down without first adjusting the hips. That's really important. And then we'll take our arms out to a T with the palms to the sky. From the base of the spine, start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. So we're doing a bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, and lift all the way up. See if you can get your body weight to focus right in between the shoulders. I think this feels really nice on the upper back and the cervical spine while we're strengthening our back body because we've turned on these muscles, this low back and the glutes and the hamstrings. All those muscles are turned on. So it's a really nice connection. Good. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, lower yourself down. Good, very nice. Now just for purposes, we might move this, but we're just going to place this block in between our legs and then let them fall over to the right side. And our whole body is going to fall to the right side. So we're in a little ball and your head will feel a little uncomfortable for a moment. Don't worry, we're gonna move and it's gonna adjust that head. If it feels really strange, you can put your second block there. I'll show you. If you have a blanket, it's even better because it's a more comfortable pillow. So you might be kind of laying like this. We're going to get into our mid back now, which we haven't done quite as much. So our legs will stay right where they are, and just this top arm is going to move. So you'll make a big rainbow overhead. This is the one thing about the block, your head's going to fall off right now. And move it all the way over to the floor to connect down to the floor. We can feel that stretch through the mid back. It's really lovely. Then make the rainbow back over all the way back to touch. Let's do it 3 times. So lift up. What's nice here is we also get a little twist in our low back. So that's really fun. Let the head drop, or the hand drop down and come back over. I'm going to ditch this block. Let's do it one more time. Lift up. Pulling right about there. Feel that low back and mid back working together and back over. Nice job. Now come back to the center, and we're going to keep this block in between our legs. This is going to help us to engage the inner thigh a little bit more in our bridge pose. So just building some strength in the lower body to help take pressure off of the back. Take your arms out to a T again. Squeeze that block and let's lift up. Now I don't want to let my block fall. How embarrassing if it were to fall out of my legs. So we're squeezing that inner thigh to keep that block in place. I'm also engaging the glutes and the hamstrings and the low back. And we've again pressed ourselves right in between our shoulders. Really nicely to lengthen out the upper back area and get that cervical spine involved. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Nice job. And we can just keep our block where it is and let our legs fall over to that left side. And now we're going to move the top arm, reach the rainbow all the way up and over to the ground. Feeling that upper back, beautiful, or mid back, and back around. Little twist in our low back, which is nice. 2 more times. Lift it up, reach all the way like someone's pulling on those fingertips, and bring it back. And the last time, lift it up, open, beautiful reach, and back around. Very nice. Now come back to your back and release the block. And let's take the right ankle to the left knee. So we're opening up this outer right hip. This is really great for sciatica on the left leg. So as we reach through and grab onto your left leg, pull your legs toward your body. A couple things you might need to do to adjust. If it's really hard to pull towards your chest, you can try utilizing a strap and pull. And then the other thing, if the head doesn't go down to the ground, take your block behind you just to help anchor. If our head doesn't go all the way to the ground, it's just because we have really tight hamstrings. So we're going to just adjust until we can find where we feel like it's actually working on the muscle group that we want. We want this outer right hip to be working. And it's going down to the the sciatica of that right leg as well. Now, those of you who do pigeon pose, it's wonderful. Pigeon pose is wonderful, but it's a lot more intense on sciatica. So this pose is a lot more gentle if you suffer with sciatica. The other thing I love about this pose is as we pull our legs toward us, it naturally presses that curve of the spine to the floor. This is a pose that can be done when you're not very warm. So like first thing in the morning, as you're trying to stretch out your body after being still all night. Or at the end of the day, if you're trying to wind down. It's a great pose for those moments. Very nice. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release. If you've got the strap, keep it close. Let's just switch our legs. So the left ankle to the right knee, and you reach through and grab on and pull yourself back down. Or if you've got the strap, you're wrapping it around and pulling towards you. They both work fine. Think about the muscle group that you're trying to target. It's the outer left hip. If you feel that, then you're doing it right. Doesn't matter how many props we need. We want the sensation. The low back is pressing to the floor, so hopefully relaxing. Good. Again, it's working on that sciatic nerve that runs down the back of the left leg. That's a wonderful benefit of this pose. Good. We'll take one more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Come on down. Good. Release any straps that you have there. Let's just pull the knees into the chest. Take the arms out to a T. This time the palms to the sky. And let your legs just drop to the right. So they're just going to fall down for just a few breaths. You can turn your gaze to the left. Feel once more stretching through the chest, the shoulder. We're twisting into the low back. There's a little bit of mid back, reaching. Good. Come back to the center. Let the legs travel over to the left. Turn your gaze over the right. And just see what you can let go of, what you can release. Good. One more twist to get rid of any last remaining tension. Very nice. Bring your legs back to the center and then extend them out. So if you have a lot of low back pain and pressure, put your 2 blocks under your knees. Or if even better, if you have a pillow, a bolster, put the bolster under the knees. That just kind of elevates and takes that pressure right off of that pelvic area there, low back area, sacral area. Otherwise, you can just rest, arms by your sides, legs down. A few moments to be comfortable, in peace and quiet. I will wake you up with the sound of a bell, so there's no need for you to worry. Just let your thoughts float around you and take in the good work that you have done today. Start to wake yourself up. Rotate through your wrists and your ankles. Point and flex your feet. Stretch your arms overhead to lengthen through your entire body. And roll over onto one side in fetal pose. Just bringing your awareness back to your space and your breath and the way that you feel. And then lift up to a comfortable seated position. We'll bring our hands to heart center. I'll leave you with this quote by BKS Iyengar, one of the founders of modern yoga. Your body exists in the past. Your mind exists in the future. In yoga, they come together. Thank you so much for coming together with me today. Namaste.